a topic that has come up recently. I guess it's kind of just, on everyone's mind because they're starting to become a thing. But the Tesla Semi. And a lot of truck drivers have chimed in and, I'll never drive it. Well, we know because you can't afford it. That's a different story. But I come across a post on Facebook last night, which I don't even know how. I'm not subscribed to any of the people that were on it, posting about it or anything. It just popped up as suggested for me. And so I was reading, some of the comments on it. And it was basically like, oh, well, the usual things. This will never work, blah, 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 What happens when I have to charge it in 3 miles? Like, that's not how it works at all. So, one of the things that kind of caught my eye was a guy said, well, what happens if you have to park for 12 hours waiting on a load, then it'll run out of charge? And I'm like, where do you think the charge goes in 12 hours? Like, does it just disappear? Is that how that works? And he argued that the fact that, they live in their truck, so they have to run certain things like TVs, microwaves, air conditioning, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that would work just fine. Electric vehicles have inverters, and some more powerful than others, but for that exact purpose. If we took into account, the usage of my house, which a truck would never match the usage of my house. There's no way. I've got several TVs, a big inefficient air conditioner, several computers that run at all times, and not to mention I charge 2 electric vehicles at home. I use about 80 kilowatt hour a day. And if you somehow manage to use 80 kilowatt hour in this truck in a 24-hour period, you could sit there for 12 days before you ran out of power. And there's no way you're going to use 80 kilowatt hour in a day. I think a more realistic figure, the truck has a heat pump. It's a very efficient air conditioning system. You're going to run your microwave maybe 3 times a day because you're cooking yourself a meal. You may run your TV 24/7, and you may charge your laptop 24/7. We'll just say that you use 12 kilowatt hour a day. You're good for days. Almost 100 days. I'd say about 3 months you'd be good to sit there, use all that energy, steady. You don't have to go fill up your diesel tank. So yeah, it's just amazing. People who don't understand something, who will sit and bash it. Like, learn, do the research. If you don't want to drive an electric truck, then don't drive an electric truck. But don't sit here and talk about false information that's simply not true because you don't understand it. Anyway, I just want to talk about it. That was my point for the day. Do some research. The Cybertruck. The Tesla Semi comes with a 1,000 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it charges at 1 megawatt hour per hour. That means that in 45 minutes you can gain over 700 kilowatt hour. And beyond that, it's going to slow down, yes. So you don't want to charge to 100. But in 45 minutes, you could gain 400 miles of range and you're right back on the road. Sure, is it faster than a diesel? No, it's not. But if I picked a car that I'm going to have to sit in for a few hours, it's not going to be a gas car. I don't want to idle my gas cars. I'm going to sit in an electric car because it doesn't really take anything. It runs the heat pump and I have power and I have plenty of it. I don't have to idle an engine to keep myself cool or warm or any of that. It's not about, let's protect the planet or any of that. It's simply about what's more convenient for me. And electric is more convenient for me.